PUMA reports 4% rise in 2024 sales, but lower profit outlook for 2025. An article written by Cathrin Schaer for Footwear News, PUMA said that sales grew 4% last year, boosted by a strong year-end. But they've lowered their forecast for 2025 operating profit as they prepare to implement a cost-saving program. Remember Next Level? Remember that? Dub Next Level. They even gave it a name.
I thought that was a shoe. I thought you were on
Next
to the
Level
next story.
This is Puma's cost-cutting plan. It's called Next Level. Puma CEO described the initiative as a comprehensive efficiency program targeting cost optimization and operational improvements.
I mean, it makes sense.
It's
I'm never met. Let me guess. Next Level is probably spelled NXT LVL.
No, it's like one word though. It's spelled correctly, but it's all one word.
Next Level.
Next Level, yeah.
Well, it is German.
Next
So.
Level. It's all one word too, by the way. Next Level. In the face of ongoing political and economic tensions, sales for Puma in currency-adjusted terms total 8.82 billion euros in 2024 as a whole, following a 9.8% flip in the fourth quarter. The rest of the year have been lackluster, with Puma sales either remaining static or dipping slightly in every quarter before recovering in the last 3 months. The positive fourth quarter results were reflected in full-year figures in all of Puma's sales territories. Probably the most important turnaround occurred in the home market of Europe, Middle East, and Asia in the fourth quarter. Growth there had been down several percentage points all year, but rose 14.6% in currency-adjusted terms in the fourth quarter. Over the year, Puma sales were up 2.1% in EMEA to 3.48 billion euros. Puma's EBIT, earnings before interest and taxes, remained static at 622 million euros in 2024. Puma anticipates that geopolitical tensions and macroeconomic challenges will continue, especially trade disputes and currency volatility. Which, this tariffs ain't helping nobody. Like, I mean, it's hard to kind of, like, with him jumping around, like, I'm going to impose this tariff, and then, oh, no, I'm going to give him an extension. And it's like, it's too much chaos. And to their point, it's hard for investors to invest not knowing, what their returns are going to be. It's hard for you to make business plans and schedule things because now I don't know how much it's going to cost us.
Yep. I can't forecast properly anymore because, like you said, like I could get supplies through maybe the supply, whatever this supplier is from this country.
Yeah.
And could cost this much, but oh wait, now the tariffs are being pushed back and I can go back to where I was getting it from. And it's just, it's too.
Because if it's going to make a push for this type of product, but now the materials we need for this product is going to cost us more, now I got to like reevaluate my push because now I got to factor in those added costs, and now how that's going to, and then now like how we market this to the consumers because we already know they're going to pass it on to us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so now how do we market this?
Which that's probably the other part that's going to make it real tough would be because everything is so planned out in advance.
Yeah.
That all that's going to happen is, once the final product is made, now once it actually gets to the consumer, we may have been expecting one price increase or price adjustment. We might have to end up facing another one.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, just because.
All that uncertainty, yeah.
Yeah, so.
But this, once again, when you got a jackass in office, I mean, this is what happens. As a result, Puma expects growth this year to be in the low to mid single digits and for EBIT to come in somewhere between 520 and 600 million euros. The lower than expected EBIT for 2025 will be the result of a cost savings program that the company is instituting, which will include closing unprofitable locations. Puma expects the program to result in a one-off cost of 75 million euros. Puma announced its guidance recently in Germany before the release of official full-year results. This was below market expectations, and in morning trading, PUMA shares fell as a result. PUMA saw the most growth in the Americas. After a slow first quarter, sales rose 7% to 3.54 billion euros in the full year. Asia Pacific inched up gradually to end 2024 with 3.8% growth. In terms of product categories, the most growth came in footwear, where sales rose 5.4% in currency-adjusted terms to 4.73 billion euros. Apparel grew 3.7% to 2.81 billion euros. Sales of accessories rose 2% to 1.27 billion euros. So, look, anytime you're making billions, it's hard for me to feel too bad. But at the same time, too, once you consider the fact that, hey, people depend on this company for a job, now it becomes okay. And, I don't know, like, people keep saying, well, if you just make your shit over here, okay, like, not everything, one, can be made over here.
Exactly.
Two, not all materials you can get from here.
Exactly.
And I already explained this in the other show about supply chains, distribution channels, sourcing, things like that. All those things, we live in a global economy, right? Which means that we all kind of like have to work in some type of synergy with other countries. And this idea that we can kind of exist on our own is complete bullshit. We're too far down the rabbit hole for that. And to have this, like, I don't know how you can bankrupt 2 casinos and then have the nerve to go out there and talk as if you have any expertise. Like, the fact that this dude tried to sell you on the fact that tariffs are paid for by other countries and not you.
Get him out of here. Get him out.
Like, that's why they're offering you rebate checks. There's a reason why they call it
that hasn't
rebate
been
checks.
approved. That hasn't been approved.
I know, but I'm
yet.
saying, but the fact that they're even talking about rebate checks. Look at what a rebate is.
Yeah,
and then come back to me and then come back to me and tell
I'm
me.
I'm not gonna spoil it, but you do have to buy something first.
Right. So the fact that it's a rebate check tells you that you're the one paying the tariffs, jackass. Look, it's a sneaker podcast, my bad. Let's not get too political. I'm sorry. We're not sneaker guy.
Yeah. With these tariffs and things like that happening, so now when you have to cut costs in different measures, like you can't order. Maybe from a supply chain standpoint, you can't order what you were ordering because maybe it's not selling as fast because now it costs so much more. Who ultimately gets impacted by that?
The workers.
Which means that those jobs that are supposed to just exist, now those companies have to close, whether, sales channels, distribution facilities, whatever, manufacturing, anything.
Yeah.
So now those are jobs that are lost.
Yeah. Or sometimes they just cut back on like time. So now if you were used to getting so many hours a week, because I know like in the car industry or the auto industry, what they'll do is like 1 week you on, 1 week you laid off.
Oh, yeah.
Production. You know what I'm saying? Or they'll lay you off for X amount of weeks.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then bring you back.
I got plenty of friends that I call them up. I'll be like, because I got one of them, I joke with him because I'm like, I know he at work because I hear the background.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, oh shit, you got the little, you put the CD in your stereo. You just playing the sounds in the background. You really not at work. But then I'll be like, damn, bro, you not at work right now, are you? You be like, nah, they took us off for about 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then it turned into a month.
Yeah.
And then it turned into 2 months. And then as soon, but it's like, yeah, that's what happens though. Like, that's the part where I'm like, did nobody think about that?